Good afternoon. I'm Julie Broughton. It is 12:30 on your Friday. We've made it. We've made it to the end of the week. I know for most of Central Florida, this was back to school. So I feel for all you parents. I know if you're like me, you might be a little more tired than normal today, even though we weren't doing the homework and all that. It's back to school is always a bit of an adjustment, but we are at the weekend. The weather is gorgeous. If you haven't been outside yet today, you are missing out. We've been talking about all week. A cold front went through, and man, that has brought us some beautiful weather. So you'll get to get out and enjoy that this weekend. We'll talk more about your weather. We'll talk more about Ernesto and how Ernesto could impact our forecast this weekend. We'll get to that coming up in just a few minutes. But first, all of Central Florida, very excited about the Little League World Series. The Lake Mary All-Stars play again tonight. They won their first game, which is on Wednesday. They play again tonight. So we are cheering them on right here from Orlando. And News 6 anchor Lisa Bell joins us now with a story that I'm really excited to see more of. Lisa, you visit with Orlando City Commissioner Robert Stewart and tell us about his tie to the Little League World Series, which I had no idea. I've known Commissioner Stewart for years, and I had no idea until you started talking about this story. So what do you have for us, Lisa?
Well, I knew about this, but then when I actually went and talked with him about his ties to Little League, I was blown away by how much history there is here in Central Florida when it comes to Little League. So, Orlando City Commissioner Robert Stewart was the first person from Central Florida to be selected to be an umpire in the Little League World Series, and that was back in 2005, and that's the same year that the team from Maitland made it all the way to Williamsport, so that was pretty exciting. And for Commissioner Stewart, he was able to be on the field for 9 games during that World Series, and it really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these umpires. They work almost as hard as the actual teams to make it there. It is such a high honor. And for him, he actually started out umpiring when he was 14 years old. He's now been doing it for 56 years. He's still very active in Little League here in Central Florida. And it's definitely a passion project for him. So I was able to meet up with him in his office at City Hall, where he has all sorts of Little League memorabilia on the shelves and on the walls. And it was interesting to be able to have that conversation with him. I think we have some video of that. So let's go ahead and listen to what he wanted to share with us.
This is what my kids gave me to remember it by. And then, of course,
cool. When you walk into Orlando City Commissioner Robert Stewart's office,
the Sentinel did a full-page spread.
You might expect to see a lot of mementos from the City Beautiful.
This represents the Little League World Series pins that are there.
But here, you'll also find plenty of keepsakes from America's favorite pastime.
It's a big deal, and it's a big deal for a variety of reasons.
Stewart was selected to represent the Southeast region on Team Blue in 2005.
It's a big deal among your peers because everybody's trying to, if you're umpiring and you're good at it, you want to go to the next level. And the next level always eventually is Williamsport. The second reason it's a big deal is that you only can do Williamsport one time.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a grand slam, you might say, in a 56-year career as a Little League volunteer umpire. And you mentioned earlier you were the first person from Central Florida to umpire.
To do Williamsport.
Wow.
Yeah, it was top. And the short story behind it was I'd put my name in for 10 years. And the rule is that if you don't get selected within 10 years, you're not going to get selected.
But on that 10th attempt, Stewart clinched a spot on the umpire roster, eventually working 9 games, including 2 behind the plate. He manned second base during the final game, a moment forever chronicled in Sports Illustrated.
This is a picture of the walk-off home run. I'm on second base, and the guy from Hawaii hits his home run, and I swear it was going to knock my head off. It was a line drive right over my head, and then I come back in, and my task at second base here is to do nothing but make sure he tags the bag, and that's all I do. And here's a picture from Lomity Stadium looking down from the top. It was in the Sports Illustrated.
What would your advice be to the team from Lake Mary as they embark on this?
My advice is to enjoy it. They're going to want to go up there and they're going to want to win everything. And every team that's up there wants to win everything, and every team that's up there thinks they can. But when they come back, they ought to come back with a memory that says, this was fun.
Lisa Bell, Getting Results, News 6. And at the end of the day, that is what it's all about, right, Julie? Just having a good time. And I can tell you, I was able to go to Williamsport in 2010. I have an uncle who has been a Little League volunteer for years and years and years, and he was selected to be an umpire during the 2010 World Series. And it's certainly now as a mom with two boys who play baseball, it's so fun watching those games. We as a family watched Lake Mary in their first game. We plan to watch tonight. But you see the excitement, obviously, when they win or they're playing well, but your heart also breaks when a team loses and the other team is so emotional. I mean, it's a fun ride for all involved, for sure.
Yeah, I love that story, Lisa. And I love that, Commissioner Stewart has been involved in politics, for so many years. And you go into his office and like you said, you expect to see so much more memorabilia from the City Beautiful. And I'm sure that's there, but you can just tell watching that conversation and watching your interaction, how meaningful this experience was for him. And I'm so happy that he got to share that because I think we got to see a different side of him. And it's really cool
Yeah.
to see him talk about that and his memories there. How did you know? Did you just have this knowledge stored away for the last however many years?
Apparently, among the baseball dads in Orlando, which my husband is one of them, it's common knowledge. Who knew
Oh.
that Robert Stewart went to the Little League World Series as an umpire? And it was my husband who said, Commissioner Stewart has been to Williamsport. And I said, oh, now that you mention it, I think I do recall hearing something along those lines. So I reached out to him, and he was happy to share his memories with us. But yeah, what an exciting time. And he posted, and I've been trying to get them on Facebook, some pictures of himself there with Dugout, the mascot, and some more pictures like actually on the field. But what a cool story. And then, of course, that being 2005, which is when Maitland went to Williamsport as well. And that team ended up producing a couple of MLB players, Dante Bichette Jr., who played for the New York Yankees, and then Max Moroff, who was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. A lot of these guys, still have strong connections to the Central Florida community. So
I didn't realize that Max Moroff is the son of Dr. Moroff, who is a local chiropractor here. And I overheard you talking about that. I'm like, I've known Dr. Moroff for years. How did I not know
world,
this? It
right?
really is. It really is. I love that story. And Lisa, I have to tell you, one of my favorite parts of our coverage this week has been watching the pure joy of our colleague and friend Justin Wormuth in Williamsport, interacting with the teams. And Justin was telling us that he was in the 6th grade in 2001 when the Apopka team went to the Little League World Series, and he was at school and he was just so jealous and he just couldn't imagine. So I feel like watching him, he's working so hard up there. The stories he's been sending us are amazing, but I feel like we're getting to watch young Justin heal his inner trauma of not getting to go to the World Series. That has been my favorite part of our newscasts all this week, is watching Justin. It's been pretty exciting.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I think for a 12-year-old, you feel like this is the World Series, right?
Yes.
It certainly is for them. And I think for a lot of those kids playing, the stage feels that huge, like they're playing Major League Baseball on the World Series stage. And it certainly is an electrifying atmosphere when you're there. I mean, these kids, when have they ever had as many as potentially 45,000 people in the stands and on that berm that we saw Justin slide down yesterday, right? Watching them, cheering them, and then, of course, being on ESPN. That's so exciting.
Yes. They're signing autographs. I think
they're celebrities.
They are celebrities. You mentioned Justin sliding down that thing on the cardboard. We do have that on social media. If you did not catch it live on TV, I think it's one of the greatest television moments. It's going to go down in history, so you need to watch it. But know before you watch it, you're going to scream, you're going to be scared, but he's okay. He lives to report another day, and I know that he is there today telling us about the big game for the Lake Mary All-Stars that's coming up tonight. So let's check in with Justin now.
Okay.
Sorry, Lisa.
The Lake Mary All-Stars had an off day yesterday, and they spent it right here at the complex. They were trading a lot of pins, signing a whole lot of autographs, and enjoying some time with their parents before the big game tonight. It starts at 7 o'clock. And yesterday I had a chance to catch up with the head coach, Jonathan Anderson.
It's emotional. It's a great environment.
After a nail-biting win in the first round of the Little League World Series, Lake Mary's head coach, Jonathan Anderson, gave his 12-year-olds a break from the bright lights. a day many of them spent with their families.
They haven't seen him for a few days, so we just let them show some love to each other.
And it was much needed. It was tense throughout Wednesday night's 2-1 victory against South Dakota. Unfamiliar territory for a team as loaded as Lake Mary. You know, you cruised through that regional, 35-8, you outscored your opponents. I think it was a good thing that you had a close game like that. Get that out of the way, prove to your boys that, yes, we can win the close ones. What do you say to that?
I agree with that. That's another game, another tight game where we have to battle through it and get things done. And then it proves that we have some powerful pitching that can hold people down. And our defense is great. You saw the plays that we made, right?
One of those plays was made by his son, Chase, the shortstop, laying out for this spectacular play in the first inning. That was a play that not a lot of 12-year-olds can make. What was your reaction to seeing it?
Oh, it was amazing to see. And then to come home, like you said, and to see that it's #1 on top 10. Dude, that's the coolest thing in the world, right?
But they're now focused on their next opponent, the team from Washington. It'll be their first game playing on Little League's grandest stage.
I think that's going to hurt them a little bit. We've got the first game jitters out. They've been sitting here watching. They've been waiting.
Again, tonight's game starts at 7 o'clock against the team from Washington State. We'll have live coverage throughout the afternoon right here on News 6. For now, reporting in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Justin Warmoth, getting results, News 6.
All right, so tonight's the night, and Justin will be with us starting on News 6 at 4 with live coverage throughout the afternoon. So I can't wait to see what he brings us throughout the day today. It's so exciting.
And for the people who are watching this and then want to have water cooler talk maybe on Monday about this big Little League World Series game, here is my pro tip, being from the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
You pronounce the town from where these kids are from as Puyallup. Some might say Puyallup, which Puyallup is okay, but it's Puyallup. It's not Pulliup. It's not Palliup. It's a weird-looking name from where these kids are from in Washington State. So just FYI, Puyallup, Washington. That's who they're going to be taking on tonight at 7.
Puyallup.
Puyallup.
Puyallup. Since I'm not anchoring anymore, I won't have to say that. I'll just be pointing at temperature. So
it's a
that's
name
a
that
relief.
will look really odd in the prompter for sure.
Well, my prompter days are over, at least for now.
Yes.
So I'll just be pointing at the radar. So, all right, Lisa, I'm excited to see more of your story with Robert Stewart today at 4 o'clock. And, of course, we'll have much more of Justin Warmoth today at 4 o'clock as well.
All right. We'll see you later.
We're going to take a quick break, but you want to stick around because after the break, we are going to have some information for all of our insiders. We're going to be checking in with one of our creative services producers that, if you follow us on social media, you no doubt have seen him on social media. He'll be telling us about the contests that are really awesome only for our insiders. We'll also talk more about your weekend forecast and more about Ernesto. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Welcome back here at 12:45. We're so happy you're sticking around with us for Take 6. Now, we mentioned before the break, if you're not an insider, you really should be. That's because we are running really cool contests, and these are not just, small contests. You can win some really awesome things. So we have 3 contests you need to know about right now. So joining us now to talk more about that is our friend, creative services producer, and I'm lobbying to change his title to Creative Services Superstar, because if you follow News 6 on TikTok or Instagram, you have no doubt seen some of his fabulous videos. Welcome to our friend Mike Ramsdell. Welcome. This is your first time on Take 6. We've dreamed of this moment, and now it's here.
Yes, it is my first time. I'm so excited to talk to you. Thanks for having me on here.
I'm happy to have you here. Now, for people who follow us on social media, I'm sure they see all of your great videos. First of all, I just have to say that I'm always thrilled every time I see you and Kara pop up. Where do you come up with all these fabulous ideas for your TikToks and your Instagrams? Because I feel like I never have any ideas.
Well, okay, first of all, we watch a lot of TikTok and Instagram, so
Okay.
We'll get that right off the table. I mean, sometimes I feel like I just wake up and scroll, but we have brainstorming meetings, we get back there and we bounce ideas around. We have a whole creative team back there, so it's not
That's
just
true.
us,
That's true. It is, you guys are America's favorite duo, the face of the News 6 TikTok.
Oh,
But and there
we
was
just make silly videos,
Well, people like them. They resonate. I noticed in your 60-second tour, you had our mannequin friend who always seems to be creeping around. And every time I think they use her for lighting and things like that. But I saw you gave her the name Dolores. So we'll go with that from now.
Someone told us that was her name, so we want to make sure we get her proper name, you know?
Right, right. She's an important part of the team here at News 6.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, for folks who are insiders, you guys are running some really awesome contests right now. So break down what we
Yes.
need to know, because I know there are deadlines and we don't want to miss out on these contests.
Yes, so we have 3 contests going on right now, but the one that is ending today is our fridge contest.
Okay.
So that's with Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse, and one lucky winner can win a brand new fridge and a $500 gift card to Walmart. So it's pretty exciting, and they actually get to go pick out the fridge, I believe.
I remember last year, I feel like Matt Austin went with somebody last year and was picking out a fridge with them. I mean, that's so great that you don't just roll up some fridge that doesn't fit your kitchen or doesn't fit your style, that you actually get to go pick out what you want. And that $500 gift card to Walmart, I'm telling you, especially with back to school right now, that is a big deal.
Yeah, it is, and they, like you said, they get to go pick it out. Now it ends today, so they only have till 11:30 tonight, I believe, and
Okay.
then we'll be picking a winner on August 19th. And
Okay.
make sure you're looking at your phone, because we do call people.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. And I don't know,
yeah.
like if a number that I don't know calls, it's almost like I have an anxiety attack. Like if I don't know the
Oh my
number, I
gosh,
don't want to
I
answer.
know.
Yeah. So I hope you leave a voicemail if people don't answer.
We do. We make sure we
Okay.
try and get them on the phone, for sure.
Yes.
For
I
sure.
often hear Crystal. Crystal and I, our desks are pretty close to each other. So I often hear her leaving messages with, make sure you call me back. You want a contest. Okay. We've also got a Kennedy Space Center contest, right? Is that what we're talking about next?
Under the Stars.
Oh,
Sounds
okay.
magical, right?
It
Yeah.
does.
So this is an exclusive after-hours event. You can win 2 tickets to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, and they're calling it a Galactic Glow Party.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds exciting. So I have not actually been to this, but you get to win 2 tickets to this exclusive event. It's at night. It's from 6:30 to 10:30, and you can see all the details here. If you go to clickorlando.com/insiders or /contests, you can get here and check out all the
okay.
details.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Thomas is scrolling. Thomas Mates over here is scrolling for us. There was an 80s and 90s like glow situation if we go back down there.
I know, I
Yeah,
saw that
so
too.
video
It looks so
DJ.
cool.
I know, and an astronaut meet and greet. I think that is really cool. I would love to meet an astronaut. I think I've been
Me
in
too.
Orlando 23 years and I've never had an astronaut meet and greet. So, but we
Oh my
can't.
God, we should go. It'd be fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun. Live entertainment. And then we're also launching a new contest with Disney on Ice coming up, right?
Yes. So that one starts tomorrow, and it goes until the 26th. And that is going to be a family 4-pack to Disney on Ice. But you actually have 5 chances to win. So we're giving away 5 of them.
Okay.
And we also have a special video coming for that one. You'll see on Sunday
Did-
for me and Kara.
Okay. Did you guys go ice skating?
We may have went ice skating.
Okay.
And it may have. You'll see. You'll see. It's
Okay.
a little silly, but
Well, I've seen both of you walking around and you both seem fine. So I know that no, even if injuries were sustained, they are not life altering. So you are still here. And okay. Anything else
have made
happening?
it.
Anything else you need to tell me about? Anything going on back there?
we just
don't-
we have all these contests. We're trying to make all this fun social content. If you're not following us on Instagram yet, it's kicking off there. So make sure you're following News 6 on Instagram, Facebook, even on TikTok. We're on TikTok. So.
Okay, this one, I have to say, this was one of my favorite. I love this trend that's all over TikTok. And then when the towel is wrapped around Kara's head, that's my favorite moment there.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know.
So this is what you need to.
I think we try and one up each other whenever we're making these videos. We're just like, okay, that's silly, but what if I do this? And then, so.
It works. I like it. You need to mentor all of us in your ways so we can all be on the ticky tacky. All right, Mike Ramsdell, thank you so much. I hope you'll come back and visit
Thank
us
you, Julie.
and talk about
Anytime.
talk
I
about
would
all
love
things
to talk with you.
fabulous.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And as we mentioned earlier, we are looking at some really nice weekend that has moved in just in time for the weekend. I was a few minutes behind today because my dog was enjoying the weather so much when we went on our walk. So we are on the backside of Ernesto. Some drier air has built in for us. Check your forecast. We'll start you out with the latest on Ernesto. This is the 11 o'clock advisory. Ernesto is now a Category 2 storm, and you can see those outer rain bands already affecting Bermuda. Maximum sustained winds are at 100 miles per hour. Things will really begin to deteriorate in Bermuda as we head into the evening hours tonight and hurricane conditions move into that area. Now, what this will do for us, if you are heading to the beach this weekend, I would advise you not to even get in the water. We are talking about a major rip current danger at all of our area beaches this weekend. That means that could sweep even strong or experienced swimmers out. So swim near a lifeguard tower. And if you do get caught in a rip current, the best bet is to swim parallel to the shore. Rip currents are typically very narrow, so it won't take you too long to get out of that. But of course, when you begin to get pulled out, a lot of people panic and try to fight the rip current. So again, swim parallel to the shore until the rip current releases you. Here's a look at our radar scanning out for you here at 12:52. We are mostly dry. We cannot rule out an isolated shower. Best chance of some of those isolated showers will be across our southern counties. Here's a look at our winds right now coming in from the northeast at 15 miles per hour in Daytona Beach, 14 mile per hour winds right now in Sanford, and 13 mile per hour winds in Orlando. Those northeasterly winds are bringing in that drier air, so that is why it feels so nice. Clouds and rain forecast showing as we roll you through the afternoon hours. We stay mostly dry. We'll see a good deal of sunshine, so again, a really nice way to start our weekend, again, with the exception of those dangerous conditions out at the beaches as we head through the overnight hours. Again, maybe an isolated coastal shower. That's about it. Right now, it is 86 degrees in Orlando. It's 87 in Leesburg, 88 in the Villages, and 88 in Melbourne. But this is what I want to show you. Look at our heat index readings. Typically, we're seeing our heat index readings anywhere from around 105 to 115. It feels like the 80s and 90s everywhere. The Villages feels like 97, so still feels a little warm for you, but definitely an improvement to what we've seen over the last really several weeks. Here is our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow looking great as well with a high of 93. Sunday, we bump the temperatures up just a little bit, but still not too bad. By Monday, we get back into our typical thunderstorm pattern with a high of 96. We'll talk much more about your weekend forecast. And we'll also have the latest for you on Ernesto coming up starting on News 6 at 4. We'll be checking in with News 6 anchor Justin Wormuth live in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where the Lake Mary All-Stars again have their second game of the Little League World Series tonight at 7. So we will see you then with lots to talk about. If you have any questions or comments for us here at Take 6, head to clickorlando.com/take6. Let us know what's on your mind. Thanks so much for spending some time with us, and I will see you at 4.